welcome to Across the Omniverse, a podcast from Cinema Sangha. My name is Devin Faraci. I am one of the hosts of the program. Joining me, as he traditionally does...
My name is Derek Faraci, and my feet are just fine. How are you, Devin?
I am okay. It is still raining here. It was raining when we recorded our big Watchmen episode about The Last Jedi. It remains raining out here. It's put me in absolute hibernation mode.
Yeah?
Yeah, I spent the whole weekend watching paranormal TV shows.
There you go.
Yeah.
Those are good for sleepy.
Yeah, they're good for like laying on the couch and barely existing. I've been watching nothing but paranormal shows that are dedicated to phenomena caught on cell phones and security cameras. Paranormal caught on camera and unexplained caught on camera.
Have you watched Amish Haunting?
I've not watched any I've not watched any specific ghost shows. It's just been so like the episodes might have like Loch Ness Monster, a ghost in a thing, UFO. It'll have all those different things, and so I've been watching those, and they're all very bad. A number of them feature clear internet hoaxes that they talk about as if they're real. Someone in the UK captured this spirit on their camera, and you watch it like I know this is a hoax. Like I've seen this on the internet. It's totally a hoax, and you know it's a hoax. The people that made it, but you don't care. You got to fill some time and then sell this shit to Discovery Channel.
We sold 40 episodes of this thing.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. So I started watching Strange Evidence today, which is another show in the exact same mode. They all have the exact same intro. Across the globe, cameras are capturing more every day. All three of them have that exact same opening. But Strange Evidence is a little bit different because it actually has experts that try to like figure out what's happening in the videos.
Okay.
And the videos are not as paranormal. So like the first episode, there's a guy whose pocket explodes. And they spend 20 minutes like, what could make this man's pocket? It was his vape. I mean, like, it was
vape. Okay.
Yeah, it's one of those two. Like, it's one of those two. Yeah. But like, they go, what strange force could make this man's pocket explode in flames? And then you're like, oh, it's the vape. Yeah, of course, it's always the vape. It's traditionally the vape. So, but I've watched a lot of, also one of these shows, a lot of English ghost hunters. And a number of them, I think. I discovered that ghost hunting shows, most of these people have an excessive startle response. They get freaked out by everything. And also, all that they do is stand around in the dark and scare each other. Like, and they just go, "What, dude, what is that?" Like, and it's like, calm down, buddy. Like, you're a grown person. Like, relax, calm down. And it's all very embarrassing. And then they also spend like a lot of time listening to screeching spirit boxes and then insisting that they're getting actual words out of them when they're for sure not. Is that your experience with Amish haunting?
No, Amish haunting is all retellings of ghost stuff. But it's from Amish people.
It's all reenactments, okay?
It's all reenactments. And it's interesting because every time, like, I've only watched a few episodes of it, but I watch it, I'm like, how are the Amish people allowed to be on TV? Like,
yeah, they just can't use this stuff.
I guess.
Yeah.
It seems weird to me.
No, the Amish go into the markets and sell things in the regular world and stuff like that.
But
they come among the English.
Yeah, it's true.
So
that's true. It just seemed weird to me.
And then
they're sitting there and they're like, and then Brother Hezekiah saw the spirit coming at him. And it's like, this is amazing. It's fun.
Is my hat too big? My hat's too big, right?
It's fine.
You don't think it's a big hat? It's a very big hat. Yeah, you don't think so? Okay.
I don't know,
man. I just didn't take a shower today, so I have a hat on.
Well, there you go.
Because I didn't take a shower. Anyway, with the new Across the Omniverse, we have decided that we're not just doing superhero news anymore. We're opening the door a little bit wider. We have more news to cover now than ever before. And do we have some of that news this week?
Sure, why not?
You seem very excited about it.
Well, I mean, this just opens us up to an endless array of, well, there's also this. And then we go on for forever on news. Monarch Legacy of Monsters is set to return with Season 2 on February 27th. So have fun with that.
King Kong's in this one.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, they had a little trailer. King Kong's in this one. Yeah.
Had to pay up, huh?
I got to tell you something. I didn't love season 1, but I watched it religiously, and I will watch season 2 religiously as well. And it has both Russells, Kurt and Wyatt, playing the same character. I mean, that's amazing. Like, that's in and of itself is incredible. And I do hope that they maybe saw season 1. There's some good stuff in season 1, you know, but like, I hope that they saw season 1 and decided that they could tighten some shit up, because I think it could be tightened. You're drinking tea, huh?
Yep.
You sick?
I'm just not feeling great.
Oh, that's going to make for a great podcast today. We're going to have a good time here.
Yeah.
We were up too late last night.
Yeah,
that's the
probably
problem.
part of it.
That's the problem. We were up very late.
Stuff.
What other stuff? Anything? Is everything okay?
No.
What's going on?
I got laid off. So,
What?
yeah.
When?
Yesterday. Friday, rather. Sorry, today's Sunday.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Wow. That's live on the podcast. We just found that out.
Well, you found out. I found out earlier.
Well, yeah, me and the audience just found out.
Yeah.
So what's the big plan?
The big plan is to find a fucking job as quick as I can.
Wow. What did they say?
They said, "Hey, see you later."
Did they give you severance?
Yes.
Okay, well, you're not homeless yet.
No.
Wow. Sorry to hear that, dude.
Yeah, it sucks.
You didn't mention this at all yesterday.
We didn't talk yesterday. Yesterday was Saturday.
Oh, Friday. You talked Friday. We had a big 4-hour conversation Friday.
Yes, I didn't want to bring it up during that.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough.
So, yeah.
Well, then the good news is you don't got to get up in the morning.
Yeah, I'm excited about that part.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy they laid you off. Like, who's going to do your job, man?
I don't know.
That's
not
nuts.
my problem.
That's totally nuts. Wow. 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 Very sorry. Anybody out there hiring? Derek, what are your skills?
Shit. I've spent a lot of time in managerial positions.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I do a lot of Excel, or mainly Google Docs, not so much Excel, but Google has the same thing.
Yeah.
So anything that Word has that Google has, I do those. I spent the last 5 years building training materials for stuff, and I was doing that before that as well. I'm a writer in theory.
All right.
And there you go.
So out there, if you're out there, you got a job, especially a work from home position, right? That's your ideal scenario, work from home.
Well, yeah.
You got a work from home position. Let's get Derek a job. Let's get Derek a job as soon as possible. Everybody out there, let us know what Derek can do. Let's get Derek a good job, a damn good job, and let's make a difference here, shall we? To the folks at home, there we go. Wow, what a bummer way to start this podcast. No wonder you're in a bad mood.
I'm not in a bad mood. I'm in a bummed mood.
Yeah, bummed mood. Bummed mood. How long's your severance going to last?
I don't want to discuss that on here. Thank you, though.
What, like you got like a couple of weeks at least? Like that you
I
can
don't want to
just
discuss
like relax?
that on here. Thank you,
Okay,
though.
fair enough. You have okay. Well, maybe try to relax for a week. Maybe we could do that. Like just like take a week to yourself to just breathe.
I've got a plan. And I'm working.
He's got a plan.
So.
He's got a plan. The man's got a plan. You got to appreciate that, a man who has a plan. All right. Well, with that disappointing news, let's move on to our next piece of other news that hopefully is.
This is worse news. This is worse news. Josh Gad is in Wonder Man.
Oh, the hits keep humming. The hits keep coming. Man.
He's going to play an extremely famous version of himself and will showcase his singing abilities.
I mean, that does actually make sense. Wonder Man is a Hollywood satire.
Yes.
And I don't love it, but that also means Josh Gad's not going to be playing a superhero in any future MCU stuff. So there's like a silver lining.
There's a whole multiverse out there.
That is true. This feels like a silver lining, though. Oh, well, that means there's going to be a musical number in Wonder Man. I'll be happy about that.
Yeah.
I like a musical number.
Yeah. But that really bummed me out seeing that news.
Yeah, that's not great.
Yeah. In other news, The Wrap is exclusively reporting that James Gunn's Man of Tomorrow villain is Brainiac.
Which we all knew, right? That was just nobody had thought otherwise.
Yeah, that seemed to be the common thought, and I don't pay for the wrap, so I can't read the article. So I don't know how they have exclusive info on this.
I'm pretty sure that's an Umberto exclusive, and I'm guessing that he got it from somebody, probably in an agency, is my guess.
Umberto and Casey Loving.
Yeah, my guess is it's maybe somebody in an agency or something, but it's good info. Like if they're running it, it's good info. So Brainiac is the villain.
I'm not doubting, the source or anything. I can't tell you what their source is because I don't have a subscription to the wrap.
The source is them. They got it from them. And they're not going to say who actually fed it to them because that person will get in trouble. So Brainiac, great choice for a villain, a villain that they've tried to put in Superman movies for a long time now.
Going back to the Christopher Reeve movies.
Yeah, they've been talking about putting Brainiac in a movie forever, and he's finally going to be in a movie. Honestly, the kind of ideal villain to make Superman and Lex Luthor team up. Really makes a lot of sense. I absolutely love this. So I'm very hopeful. I wonder who they're going to cast as Brainiac. And what is the version of Brainiac going to be?
There are many versions of Brainiac to choose from. So that's hard to say. Like, is he going to be a living alien entity? Is he going to be an AI robot? Who knows? Who can say?
In absolute, he is a Kryptonian AI, right? Absolute
Yes.
Superman?
No, he's not. No. In Absolute Superman, he is... No. He only learns about Krypton when he contacts the other Brainiacs. But he's like a throw-off Brainiac. Like the other ones are like, you're dumb, we don't like you.
Oh, okay, so they got rid of him. Oh, that's right. I read that comic where he's like working in the trash heap. Yeah.
In Superman, the animated series, Brainiac is a Kryptonian AI.
Okay.
That allows the planet to be destroyed.
Okay. I wouldn't be surprised if that's sort of where we're going with this. What do you think?
I hope not. I like the Brainiac is an alien being from Kalu who, does his thing, and maybe he can be like part robot or whatever. That's fine. I don't mind that. But I don't like Brainiac being from Krypton.
Mm-hmm.
I especially feel like after the first movie and the stuff with Superman's parents, with Kal-El's parents, that's enough Krypton for me. Like, okay, let's move on to different.
Does that include if Brainiac shows up with the bottled city of Kandor?
No, that I'd be fine with because that's always fun, right? That's a fun little piece, and that could also be like a really fun sequence, But I just don't want him to be from Krypton and be like, oh, Kal-El, I knew your family and blah, blah, blah. Like, let's move past the fucking daddy issues. And
what's interesting that James Gunn's DCU feels big enough that you don't need to have everything come from one planet. That's one of the problems I think that we have with a lot of the superhero movies is everything needs to be connected in some way. And I think the DCU now is big enough and broad enough that he could be just a different kind of alien. That's just totally okay. So
I mean, that's a problem in comics in general as well. Even before the MCU started coming around, was everything started being connected. Where back in the day, in Brainiac's first appearance in the comics, he's not even called Brainiac. He's just a green dude wearing a pink polo and booty shorts, and he's like, I'm taking over this stuff. I'm taking cities.
Well, back in the day, they used to every month there was a new kind of an alien that was ruler of the universe or whatever, and like they never cared about making all that stuff line up. And now everything has to be connected to everything else.
I will say in that story there is Kandor, and Superman meets his dad Jor-El's college roommate. So it's not a only new issue. Here we are back in like whenever that issue was, the first appearance of Brainiac, and he's like, I was your dad's roommate in college. Let me help you out here.
Oh no. Oh man. All right. So that's big news though. So looking forward to it, and I'm again curious who they're going to cast, what angle they're going to take on this. So
yes, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know who you get for that kind of role. It's hard because, like, do you want like to go with a voice? Do you want to go with a look? I mean, he's gonna be covered in makeup and stuff in theory, but like, I don't know where you go.
I guess we'll find out.
The one thing I hope is that even if he's an alien being and not a robot, I hope he has the skull ship because his skull ship is so cool.
Yeah, no, it's totally awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, and I would not complain if he had a monkey.
I feel like he's got to have the skull ship because it's so iconic and also it's so toyetic.
Yeah.
It's good on posters. It's good on trailers. Like, it just feels like a thing you want.
Yeah, I agree. We'll see. There's also 2 DC TV shows in the works. Jimmy Olsen Superman spinoff that, according to the articles about it, is called DC Crime. James Gunn came out today and said there is no and has never been a show in the works called DC Crime. But I don't know if he means they're not doing this show or if he means that's completely the wrong title because it's a terrible title.
I think he's saying that the title is wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, because according to everyone, the show is in development with the creators of American Vandal. So that's kind of exciting.
The premise of the show is incredible.
Yes.
Which is Jimmy Olsen hosts a true crime show.
Yes. Yeah. Genius idea.
Incredible idea. And most of the first season is going to be about Gorilla Grodd, which that makes us have to wonder, will the Flash be showing up?
Who knows?
Kind of interesting, right? Because Grodd is a Flash villain.
Grodd is a Flash villain. He is primarily a Flash villain, but he's fought other people, of course.
Yeah. But if you're going to bring him in, it feels weird to separate him from the Flash.
Yeah. His first appearance was Flash. His major storylines are with Flash. All of Gorilla City is a Flash thing.
We love American Vandal.
Yes.
Those guys are great.
And their other show that they did, Players.
Yes.
It was very, very good as well.
Very
I highly
good.
recommend that show.
Yeah,
as well.
very, very good. They're really good, these guys. So I'm pretty excited about that. I love the idea of Jimmy Olsen hosting a TV show or watching a TV show. If it's on HBO Max, I hope it has commercials.
That would be fun, like in-universe commercials.
Yeah, wouldn't that be amazing?
That would be pretty fun.
Although
that would be really fun.
You could have it be just like, and this show is brought to you with limited commercial interruption by our sponsor, Big Belly Burgers, or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like, you could do that, so you wouldn't have to make a gazillion commercials for each episode. You would just have like one Big Belly thing. But that would be great, though. Like, I would really enjoy if the American Vandal guys are listening. Please do that. Please do that.
Yeah, put in commercials. That'd be fun.
Put in commercials.
That'd be very fun. That's a great idea. I hope that there's, because I imagine that if they're doing it like a crime documentary, that there's going to be talking head sequences.
Yeah, one would guess. Yeah.
I hope at least one of them is like Solivar or somebody from Ape City just sitting there and being like,
yeah, it's got to be.
When Grodd broke out, we didn't know he would go to Central City and end up in a circus. And the other show is V for Vendetta with Pete Jackson, not Peter, Pete Jackson, working on this one.
I'm interested. I'm here for it. Obviously, very timely. The show about fascism, the comic about fascism, very, very timely at this moment in time. So let's see if they're allowed to make it as the show's development goes on. Though, do you feel like maybe the tide has turned? Do you get that feeling?
No.
You don't get the feeling that it's not, that there's just no popularity and that the Epstein stuff is really just not working for him?
The Epstein stuff is definitely not working for him. That's going very badly.
Yeah.
The sure sign of that is that all of a sudden Marjorie Taylor Greene is weirdly the rational voice of the GOP, and she's still out there being like, I think it's a Jewish conspiracy, but she's the closest to reality all of a sudden. It is not a Jewish conspiracy, by the way. I want to be very clear on that. But we'll see how long it lasts and if it goes anywhere.
I mean,
the man has a way of slithering right out of this stuff.
He does. I do wonder. I just have this weird feeling like some of the tide has turned, that there's just not this overwhelming lack of response, that there's more like he's shown some weakness, and that's the kind of thing that like you need for people to step up because they're afraid to do it before he shows some weakness. And now there's been some weakness, including taking down all those tariffs on beef and stuff like that. Yeah. Like that's because he's destroying the economy. Like, so like,
yeah. Wait, are you telling me they didn't really just lose the data for the October job numbers?
Yeah, exactly. My dog ate the...
Oh. Greg pissed on the modem. We lost it.
I think V for Vendetta is a great idea for a TV show. Very excited for it. High quality, hopefully high production value. I would like it to be period, but I guess we'll see what they do. Yeah.
It's funny, in both cases, the two of the most common response I've seen for V for Vendetta, and the second most common response I've seen for the Jimmy Olsen thing is, why would they do this? And it's like, I mean, with Jimmy Olsen, it's a fun, good idea.
It's a great idea, yeah.
And with V for Vendetta, it's a great story. And yes, there is a movie, and the movie's good, but it's not great.
Also, the movie came out a long time ago at this point.
The movie came out a long time ago, and a TV show that allows to really dig into the material could be very good. At the same time, for all we know, this is going to be like the show we're doing currently, Watchmen, and it's a sequel to V for Vendetta, and now we're following Evie around.
Who knows? It could be anything. And that's the other thing, is that when people are like, oh, what do we need this for? That was exactly the attitude when it was announced there was a Watchmen TV show. And as we watch this week to week, we're like, wow, this is a masterpiece. Yeah. And so maybe the lesson is like, a lot of times stuff is bad, but like, what's the joy in jumping to the conclusion that it's going to be bad? Is there joy in that? I don't think so.
No, my two least favorite answers to something being announced is, who is this for? And there's no way this can be good.
Right.
And it's like, you don't know. You haven't seen it.
Yeah, we haven't seen it.
And who's it for? It's for people who enjoy it. That's like the end of it.
Yeah, the Lego Movie, The Social Network, those are also two things that people were like, this is the dumbest idea. Facebook, the movie. Did you see recently Andrew Garfield gave an interview where he was talking about seeing The Social Network for the first time at the New York Film Festival?
No.
And he was sitting there with Jesse Eisenberg, and they were just sinking in their chairs, and they were saying to them, this is the worst movie we've ever been in. This is the end of our careers. We are finished. This is garbage. And then...
Were they watching the same movie?
You know what? I think a lot of times actors aren't great, but also I think that when you come into a movie and you have like a vision, like you're being sold a vision up front, and then the movie evolves or becomes what it is, you're stuck on that original idea. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not saying that the movie's that far off from the original idea, but that often is the case. You have this vision in your head of what the movie can be, and because the movie's not that, you go, oh, I mean, any artist knows this, that you have a vision in your head of what the thing is going to be, and then you do it, and you're like, oh, this is not at all what I thought it was going to be. Yeah. And everybody's like, oh my God, this is amazing. And so, very, very common. I think it's very funny, though. They were both sinking in their chairs at the New York Film Festival, being like, oh, this is the end of us.
That's crazy, because I love that movie.
It's a great movie. I
absolutely love that movie. That is an amazing film, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
But, so V for Vendetta, DC Crime, not called DC Crime, thank God, because that is a terrible title. So we'll see where those go and if they happen. Moving on, there is a new Star Trek movie in the works at Paramount from Jonathan Goldstein and John Francis Daly.
This carries very little weight, but Derek will, I think, say that I said this to him off mic a week or two ago, that Star Trek is, as it exists, is done. That it was finished, that it was moving forward in a new direction. And I
think that was like Thursday. I think you told me that. Yeah.
But like before this news hit, though, right?
Yes. No. Yeah.
Because I had been hearing this. I had been hearing that essentially that it's just an all new era for Star Trek moving forward, and so maybe like Strange New World season 5 is like the end of current Star Trek potentially.
What about the new show?
I wouldn't expect that to get past the first season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Would not expect that. But this is a great a duo of guys to do a Star Trek movie. Kind of excited about it. Kind of curious. It's supposed to be brand new. No previous characters.
Connections. Yeah.
So the question is, when does it take place? Because Star Trek has this, like Star Wars now has this large swath of time where things can be taking place. And I'm kind of curious when it is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
And I wonder, is it going to be Dungeons and Dragons funny, or are they going to try and go a little more serious with it?
I mean,
I would think funny.
It's going to be funny. I have to imagine it's going to be funny. I don't see a version where it's not with these guys. I am curious to see like what their take on Star Trek funny is, though. Like, is it a straight comedy? Which Dungeons and Dragons gets very close to being. It's not quite a straight comedy, but it's very close. Or is it a little bit more serious with the comedy interspersed?
Yeah.
Very curious.
I don't know. I'm interested to find out. And I mean, I love Game Night, another one of their movies. I think is fantastic. Dungeons and Dragons, I thought was great.
I love Dungeons and Dragons.
Their vacation movie is not good, but
it's got bits.
It's got some bits in it that are really good. And my theory on that movie is it's the casting. Just Ed Helms is not the right person to lead that kind of thing, and I think that hurts the movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, it's always good to see a member of Freaks and Geeks doing well.
We love it. We love to see it.
We love to see it. And then finally, the trailer for Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die came out. And I think it looks really fun.
I have no idea what it's actually about. I mean, it's about Sam Rockwell comes from the future to warn everybody about something that's happening. And I guess it's AI. Yeah. But I'm not really sure exactly because there's like stuff that happens in that trailer that I cannot put together with other things that are in that trailer. There's a bit at the end where a giant cow steps on a car. I have no clue how that possibly fits in. But that's great. That's very exciting. I will say the trailer knows that this is the plot of Terminator because in the beginning of the trailer, when the cops show up at the diner where he's taking the hostages, it is doing the Terminator drums, basically, a non-legally identical version of the Terminator drums. Yeah. And he does look like he just came out of 12 Monkeys. So I have to imagine there's also an understanding that they're doing 12 Monkeys as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's hard.
Which I think there's a line kind of goofing on that a bit. Because he looks a lot like Brad Pitt in 12 Monkeys. And there's a bit when one guy goes like, "You look homeless." He's like, "This is the height of fashion in the future, asshole." And I like that. That made me laugh really hard.
It's good. Yeah, so it's funny, though, the idea of a movie about a guy coming back in time and warning us about a disaster, like there's not that many examples of it, and the examples that exist tend to be actually great, and so it's like tough to do it as a genre because they've kind of perfected it previously. It's a little challenging, frankly.
I mean, which one's others? Obviously, Terminator.
I mean, there's like probably a couple other ones that are like, I'm not counting like ripoffs of Terminator. Do you know what I mean?
Sure,
like they made a bunch of those.
Yeah.
But like, I can't think of too many movies about future guys coming back in time to warn everybody about a bad future. I can't think of too many.
Back to the Future 2.
Back to the Future 2.
And 3.
Yeah.
Those are both him going back to warn people of things that happen, mainly Doc Brown of things that happen. That's all I can think of.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably more that somebody's going to comment, and please do comment and let us know what we missed. But yeah, but I'm looking forward to this. Nice to see Gore Verbinski working again. He has not made a movie in a hot minute, and his last movie not the best.
Is that the
Cure for Wellness? I think was his
Cure
last
for
one.
Wellness. Yes. Yeah. I was going to say Road to Wellness. I was like, no, that's not it.
Yeah,
that's a different movie.
Different movie. Yeah, Cure for Wellness. Not the greatest. It's interesting. He's doing something, but this looks great. And like, he's got a really great visual eye, I mean, Mouse Hunt and shit like that. Like he's always had a really good visual eye. So I'm excited. I mean, Sam Rockwell, I'm always ready to watch Sam Rockwell.
Oh, for sure.
Playing crazy. Sure. Yeah. I'm down. Totally down. Yeah.
I'm down. I will see that movie happily.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go.
Very
That's
nice.
all the news.
Great. Do we have letters this week?
We do. Ben Kenobi says, should DC consider doing a PG-13 edit of Peacemaker a la Once Upon a Deadpool? I don't know that it would be at all possible without massive reshoots, but it could be fun to see how they'd get around things like the orgy in Season 2.
I actually do wonder if they shot versions that they could... There are certain countries that won't let you show some of this stuff. And I wonder if they shot versions for those countries or for airplanes or whatever. Like, I'm actually very curious about that. Like, there might be alt takes on some of those things that are spicy, but not quite as R or NC-17.
On the counter with his dick out eating a sandwich.
Yeah, I mean, maybe not. Maybe they didn't bother. But, like, I know that there are some countries, and I know that these corporations like to license their stuff to every country possible. So... yeah. If there is some nation out there that won't let you put a penis, like, do you have a version? Or are they just putting a fucking bar over it? Like, I have honestly no idea. I don't know if it's worth it, honestly. But I guess it's always worth it, like, if you can get more eyeballs or whatever. But, like, it doesn't feel like it's artistically valuable.
Yeah.
And I don't think that Peacemaker is a big enough deal. Once Upon a Deadpool actually makes some kind of sense because Deadpool is so popular. That, like, having a movie that technically a tremendous portion of his fan base is not allowed to see is weird. And so I think that that makes some actual sense. I think it's like kind of fun, actually. I'm not sure it's worth it for Peacemaker. What do you think?
I don't think it is. No. It seems like a lot of work for very little possible return.
Yeah, and then also you'd have to do it for Peacemaker Season 2, and nobody wants to revisit that.
You just do the first season, and then, like, cut the second season into, like, 4 episodes. And there you go.
And one whole episode is just people playing songs on a yacht.
There you go. Perfect. Yeah. Brandon says, Derek posted this post. I'm not going to say that word. What I would give for a Rian Johnson Knives Out style Batman movie, really use the detective aspect of the character and have a little fun with it. Great idea, except that while Batman has always been the world's greatest detective, he is more often portrayed as the world's most paranoid prepper. So I ask, what are your favorite stories where Batman's detectiveness is front and center?
Can I go first? Because I only have one answer to this question. You probably have more answers to this question than I do.
Sure.
In the recent Detective Comics annual, there's a story called Batman Don't Solve My Murder. And I think it's a great detective story. And I think it's really fun. Derek and I had talked about this, again, also off the air, about how much I like this story. And, like, there's, like, a bit where Batman flies to the UK and he has tea with, like, a scientist. He's, like, hanging out in her office as he's trying to crack this case. And it's just, like, really delightful. And it really is an actual mystery because it's, like, a locked room mystery. Like, there's a dead guy and he's, like, in a bunker. And there's no way that anybody got in there to kill him. But he has been, in fact, fucking very killed. And he has written in his blood, Batman, don't solve my murder, with his last bit of strength. And so it's a really interesting little thing. And Batman actually pretty much does solve it via detective work. There's only a little bit of, like...
Very little action.
Well, there's a little bit of, like, jumping assumptions. Like, Batman maybe knows a couple of things that we don't know. And it does get pretty weird. But it
does get weird.
It's DC, though, so it's okay.
Yeah.
It's allowed. I think that's a really good one. It's the latest Detective Comics annual. So Derek probably has more answers to this question than I do.
I do. I would also say in that same annual, I believe it's in that same annual, is a great story of Batman finding a dog that's been lost that I greatly enjoyed. And he does some detective work there that I liked. The Matt Wagner story, Faces, is really good detective work in that. There's some good detective work stuff also in the Matt Wagner story, Batman Grendel, the first one, not the second one. The second one's more action-oriented. The Many Deaths of Batman has some good detective stuff in it. There's a story by what's his name? The guy who wrote the Tim Burton Batman movies.
Sam Hamm.
Sam Hamm. That's like right around the time of No Man's Land. That's really good as well. That's good detective stuff in there. Yeah, I like those. Also, that same annual has the story where he's helping the kid in school.
Yeah, it's a very detective-y annual because there's a kid in school who's trying to figure out why. There's something going on at his school he's trying to get to the bottom of, and he's the president of the Batman fan club. And Batman shows up, and it's a really sweet, great story. It's kind of a fun story.
Just any actual Batman detective work I would appreciate in a movie. Batman not being able to figure out that the rat with wings is a bat and not a penguin is very...
you know what? It's funny, though.
In my craw.
There is detective work in the Batman. It's just he's not doing it.
He does a little bit because he figures out the thumb drive thing.
Yeah, he gets some of it. But that
and he also figures out that the cryptic is actually just one word.
Yeah, I mean, so it's not like nothing, but like, the rat with wings is tough. That's like tough that he did not get that one. That is very... Yeah. I guess you could argue that he's so focused. You know what I mean? Like he has this idea in his head.
I mean, his idea... I just watched it last weekend, and it is funny when he's like, the rat with wings, it's probably the penguin. It's like, what? Like, and Gordon's standing there. Gordon was like, really? The penguin, you think? That's what you're thinking? I
mean, I wonder if he must be assuming that the rat refers to Oswald Cobblepot himself.
Yes.
And then with the wings is the penguin. So I'm assuming he doesn't mean like, he's not thinking like, oh, it's the, but again, Batman would think all of those things.
Yeah. So, Batman would also know the different proper forms to use in Spanish.
Yeah, that's the thing. The Spanish stuff is tough because that's something Batman would have picked up in grade school probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. Yeah. He speaks like so many languages, one assumes, right?
I would think so. Yeah, it's at least Spanish. You know, like he's definitely got Spanish. You know, like he may not speak like every language of the world, but I would think like the major one, Spanish, probably Chinese.
Chinese is hard, but I bet Bruce Wayne has to have some French, right? There's just no way Bruce Wayne doesn't have some French. Maybe some Italian from his time out spending time at Lake Como. But you would think that, yes, part of Batman's training, being Batman, would be learning languages.
Chinese, Japanese, I would be sure, because he studied fighting under Chinese and Japanese martial arts masters.
Good point.
So he would have that, you know, like, you know. And yeah, I just want to see him do fun detective stuff.
Yeah.
You know, that's always a good time. Jeff asks, after 5+ years of hearing your podcast hinting at things, I'm wondering your opinions on 2 things: Ferris Bueller's Day Off and Bo Burnham. Off the record, it's on the record now.
Don't say it, because it's his.
Oh, okay.
It's his work stuff.
Okay, I will not say it.
Yeah, it's all its work stuff. You can't say it on the podcast. Off the record has a specific meaning, my friend.
Yeah. I didn't think about that.
If he says it up front, that's the key. They got to say it up front, and then it is off the record. So, I will tell you that Ferris Bueller's Day Off, I don't like it very much. I think Ferris Bueller is a Reagan-era sociopath. I think that he's a bad guy. I think he's a jerk. And I do not really like the movie very much. It's like a very, 2010 take on it, I know. But the whole movie is about having white privilege, like white male privilege, and it's not interrogating that in any kind of a way. It's celebrating it, and I don't find it. I've never found it very enjoyable. Ever since I was. Also, he's mean to fucking, what's his name, Cameron?
Yep.
He makes that kid wreck his dad's car and shit. I don't know, man.
No, he doesn't make him wreck the car. Cameron chooses to wreck the car.
Yeah, but Ferris really eggs him on, you know?
Well, I shouldn't say that. Cameron doesn't choose to. He starts kicking the car, and then the car goes off the block and drives into the woods. I
will say, though, that the movie does have a different vibe now that we know that they are being chased by a child predator.
Yes.
That does recontextualize the whole picture.
Yes.
Now that we know, why does this guy want Ferris Bueller so bad? Oh. Ooh.
Look at him.
Yeah. I think Bo Burnham's annoying. He's annoying. He's very millennial culture to me, which is, I find millennial culture largely annoying.
There you go.
I mean,
I like Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I think it's funny. I think it's got some good gags. And you can be sure, in days when I truly do not feel well and I spend all day in bed, I'm singing to myself, "When Cameron came to Egypt's land, let my Cameron go." Because I find that whole sequence of him just laying in bed sick hilarious. And, you know, and Ferris Bueller, you're my hero. I mean, I say that a lot. I find that movie very humorous. Yes.
There's funny stuff in it. You know, there's definitely funny stuff in it.
You know, I guess it's problematic in today's view, but yeah, it's still funny though. I don't know what to tell you.
But I don't think it's problematic in today's view. I've always been irritated that it's a movie about a rich kid, who gets to just do whatever he wants. It never felt, do you know what I mean? It never felt good to me. It's always that premise of I'm rich, so therefore I get to just do what I like. And never, he doesn't learn a lesson about it in any significant way or whatever. It always irked me. It always irked me. I always liked the movies, everybody was always rich in the 80s in every movie. That was always the deal. But I liked it. Now. But in the 80s, they were really, it was kind of very standard. They were quite rich. That they had their parents went to country clubs and shit like that. That was very standard stuff.
What about Pretty in Pink?
Well, that's the thing. That's one about wrong side of the tracks. But one of those kids is super rich. That's the whole premise of the movie. But I think that the thing is that with those movies, I always liked it better when there was an underdog element to it. And Ferris Bueller could not be less of an underdog. There's no underdog.
No, Cameron's the underdog.
Yeah, but Cameron's the underdog.
Actually, his sister is the underdog. His sister is the underdog.
Yeah, but she's also one of the bad guys of the movie, though, because she's always complaining about Ferris getting away with stuff. So we're not supposed to necessarily love her.
But you should, because that's your complaint.
No, I agree, and she's cute too. When I was a kid, I had a crush. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just never really. But Bo Burnham, just to me, is in the same category as making pizza your whole personality, and that little pony from Parks and Rec. and stuff like that. That it's like very millennial culture, and I find
Little
myself
Sebastian, you mean?
Little Sebastian, yeah, which is Sebastian's cute. Don't get me wrong, but like the amount of Little Sebastian that you see places at one point in time,
Which, funny enough, is the joke in the show, is that everyone is obsessed with Little Sebastian except for Adam Scott, who's like, I don't get it. like I don't understand why everyone is so crazy about this.
I mean, I get it. I get why the mini horse is amazing. I get it, but
Yeah.
like, there's just something about the ubiquity of it all. It's the epic bacon generation, and I just can't roll with it. I just have a real. Oof.
I don't think I've ever seen any of Bo Burnham's stand up.
He did the big COVID one.
Yeah, I did not watch that. I don't know anything about that. I liked 8th Grade. Didn't he write and direct that?
Wait, did he?
Yeah, he wrote and directed 8th Grade.
Well, there you go. I like that too. I like that too.
Yeah.
I like his actual work then, more than his internet stuff.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll give Bo Burnham a pass on the 8th Grade. He also really disappeared, right? Is he like not doing anything anymore? I haven't seen this guy in a million years. Maybe I'm just not in the right corners of the internet anymore.
Career 2020.
I'm not hanging out where all the 38-year-olds are.
According to Wikipedia, he hasn't really done anything since 2022.
I think he made a lot of money with that COVID one, is my guess. So, Godspeed. Make a lot of money. Good for you, man.
His girlfriend left him for Phoebe Bridgers in 2023.
Tough but fair.
I mean, that's got to be a bit.
Well, okay, Bo Burnham. Where can people send their questions to?
You can send them to ask.cinema.sanga@gmail.com. In the subject line, put what show it's for, Bad Batch, or Across the Omniverse, and then one question per email, please. Thank you.
And if you were listening to our Watchmen episode this week, I'm about to plug that. If you're listening to our Watchmen episode this week and you sent in your questions to that, but they didn't get read, we had a lot of questions, so we're gonna be putting those out on the Bad Batch. So don't worry, we'll get to it. It has not been thrown away. We just got we did like 13 questions on the show, right?
We did 13, and we still have I want to say 30 more.
Oh my Lord! So we're pretty good on the Bad Batch, I guess, huh?
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah, so we did a 4-hour episode about Star Wars: The Last Jedi, and I'm going to tell you something. We actually talk about it. Like, it's not one of these things where it's all rage or complaining or talking about rage and complaining. We have to mention that stuff because that's part of the story. That's part of any discussion. But we did 4 hours of actually discussing this movie. So I feel pretty proud of this episode.
But before anyone gets nervous, I am still me. I make references to the TV show Wings, and you don't have to worry about that. It's in there.
Yeah, no. I mean,
still there. Still there.
We don't do as many total off the rail things, but we do. We always take our little detours. But I think it's a pretty good episode. It's available for those at the $7 and above level. Yes, it's now $7. However, if you already belong to that level, your price is not going up. Don't worry about it. It's just new subscribers. It's $7 and above. I think it's really worth it. You're going to get Watchmen every single month. It's always long. You're going to get the Bad Batch every single week. And then also you're supporting this show, keeping this show going. And we need more of you guys up there at that $7 level because Derek just got laid off. So let's make some money so that Derek doesn't have to go worry about finding another job. How about that? What if we did that? What if we made this Derek's full-time gig?
Yeah, let's get like 3 times the amount of people on the Patreon in the next week.
Let's do it. Let's get it done.
All at the Biku level. And there we go.
Let's get it done. All right. But anyway, if you're listening to this on the free feed, go to www.patreon.com/cinemasanga, SANGHA, and sign up over there for the $7 and above level. All right, Derek, you ready to talk about the next episode of Watchmen, the 2019 HBO show?
I am.
Let's do it. Watchmen, season 1, I guess. There's no other seasons. Episode 4. If you don't like my story, write your own. Hey, I want to start with the PDpedia this week.
Okay.
The PDpedia is really interesting this week. There's only 2 things in the PDpedia this week, and one of them is an FBI interrogation of Lori when she got arrested and when her and Dan got arrested. And so it fills in a lot of the background. And she got arrested in the process of, I am pretty sure, killing what's his name who blew up the Oklahoma City, Timothy McVeigh. She stopped that bombing in the Watchmen world. She stopped it, and the FBI has captured her. She is going by the name The Comedienne now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so she's a darker character. She's Silk Spectre no more. And it is specified that Dan's tech company does in fact sell tech to law enforcement. In fact, the FBI guy is like, "Oh, why are you getting all this money from Merlin Corps?" And she's like, "Because it belongs to Dan. Why do you think every cop in this city in this country has an owl ship, you dummy?" So, and then it turns out that Dan built the Dr. Manhattan dong for her.
Really?
Yeah, because he was jealous and he thought that she was not over John, and so she says it was some kind of fuck you.
Okay.
And so it was specially made.
Literal.
This is not made. This is not mass produced. The PDPD also includes the schematics of the Dr. Manhattan dong. So
if you have a 3D printer, you can make one.
I mean, it's the schematics in terms of like it's got like the interior vibrator stuff that you can see.
Okay.
It's like their patent thing.
Yeah.
But the stuff with the FBI, what?
I like the idea that Dan was like, "I'm going to make this just for her to be like, fuck you, go fuck yourself, but I'm going to patent it."
I mean, it's just the case.
Yeah, you never know.
You don't become an industrialist without that, right?
Yeah.
So this episode, the cold open, begins on the not the Kent farm, but close enough. It's the Clark farm.
Clark Acres Farms.
Yeah, this episode, we've seen a few episodes have eggs as a very significant imagery. This episode really brings the eggs to the forefront. Both in the opening credits, the Watchman itself comes out of a cracked egg and it's dripping yolk. Here she's selling eggs, Katie Clark, and then Lady Trieu later on tells her that her eggs are no good.
Well, she's selling eggs, but when she's packing up everything, she's bringing them upstairs, she falls. The eggs are all fake. They're fake eggs.
Are they?
None of them break. They all bounce around. Eggs do not bounce.
Ah, that's interesting. I mean,
and I don't know what that.
No,
was
I think
about.
the eggs at her, like by her break, the one egg that rolled and bounced to her husband, I think, is sort of like a meet. That's not a meet cute because they're married, but it's like a cute couple moment because that turns into a montage of them being cute and like making a jigsaw puzzle, brushing their teeth, eating dinner, all that kind of stuff. She's reading, by the way, a book called Fog Dancing.
Okay.
That book is written by Max Shea. Max Shea was the writer of Tales of the Black Freighter, and he was kidnapped by Adrian to be one of the writers of the backstory of the Squid. We do see him die when Adrian blows up the boat that all the artists and writers are on to keep them quiet. He's on that. He's on that boat. We see him die. So they go to bed, these two. By the way, also the husband's name is John.
Yes.
Just in case there wasn't enough Superman here for you. And there's more Superman to come, too, so don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So they are going to bed, and then the doorbell rings, and it's none other than Lady Trieu at the door. Lady Trieu, we've heard a lot about her in this show, but we've never seen her. This is her first appearance, and she is played by Hong Chow, who, by the way, I love.
She's great.
I'm a Hong Chow person.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you know what? I became a Hong Chow lifer with Inherent Vice. She is so unbelievable in Inherent Vice. It's just she has this very small role in Inherent Vice, but she just she devours the whole scene. It is just hers. It is so good, and she's also in a movie that I liked better than everybody else did, Downsizing.
I did not see that movie.
Yeah, nobody's seen it. The people that have seen it didn't like it. I kind of liked it. It's not great. It's sort of a mess, but it's like an interesting mess. And the premise is that they're downsizing people, but literally they're shrinking them.
Yeah.
It's like a way to like save money and stuff like that and free up space in the world. And it turns out the people that get shrunk, they're kind of like living like in the slums. And it's like a metaphor for the 1% and shit like that.
Does it turn into a thing like in Solar Opposites where they have to fight monsters and stuff in the wall?
No, well, no, the solar opposites, they fight monsters. I don't believe there's any monsters. I don't remember any monsters in Downsizing. What it is, though, is there is like an uprising.
Okay.
So that is sort of the thing.
They downsize people in solar opposites.
No, I know, and they put them in the wall. I haven't watched the final season of Solar Opposites. I guess that they must finish the wall story. They complete the wall tale.
It's exciting. I gotta watch.
I know, me too.
I don't think I knew it was out.
So Hong Chau is there as Lady Trieu. Lady Trieu, very cool looking. She's very together, and she comes in. She's like, "What do you know about me?" And Katie's like, "Well, I know that you're the rich lady. You're a billionaire who's building the big clock, and nobody sees you because you never come out." And
then she says she's a trillionaire.
She goes, "Yeah, I'm a trillionaire." Which, by the way, Elon Musk became this past week. It's not exactly a clock, and I do come out, but only when it's important. She says, "For the next 3 minutes, you are the most important people on Earth." And she says, "You know what? I know that you used a egg implant in vitro fertilization center that I own to try to get pregnant 10 years ago, and that you were told that your eggs are not viable." And she's like, "I say bullshit to that. I know that I can make you a baby. And if you give me your home and the 40 acres on which it stands, then I will give you a baby." By the way, 40 acres is a really interesting choice here.
Yes.
Because of 40 acres and a mule, which was what was promised freed slaves after the Civil War.
Yeah.
So that's kind of an interesting thing to use here. So
she also gives them $5 million.
Well, that comes later. She gives them the $5 million. Right now, she's just saying, "I can make the baby." And Katie's like, "No, fuck you. Get out of here. This is horrible. And you don't even know you could do it." And she does an Adrian Veidt. She's like, "Oh, no, I already did it." And she brings a baby in.
Yeah.
I love it. It's so badass. It's great. She's like, and if you don't want it, I'll destroy it. And which, by the way, later on, there are babies being destroyed.
Yes. Although she says that she's joking.
She's joking. But you know what, though? I don't believe her.
I cannot remember Lady Trieu's complete storyline throughout this series, so I'm not ready to say whether or not I believe her.
I don't believe her. So this actually works. They decide that they are going to, in fact, take the baby, and there's $5 million set aside. The pitch that Lady Trieu gives is that it's not about that they having a home and having it be in your family for generations is about legacy, about passing something on to the next people, but they can't have kids, so they have no legacy. But she can give them that legacy. That legacy thing is obviously very important in the world of Watchmen, because it's a story about legacy characters and legacy heroes. And this episode, Angela is looking into her legacy, so there's a lot of that stuff going on here as well. And as they she's like 30 seconds to agree. She has this like sands through the hourglass timer. And they sign the papers, and as that happens, there's rumble, and they all run outside to see what it is, and this thing lands on their property. And they're like, "What the hell was that?" And Lady Trieu goes, "It's all mine."
Yep.
And that's the other Superman bit there, which is the thing falling from... So I do
wonder, is $5 million the going price for 40 acres? Or is,
it depends on where you are. It depends on where you are.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
40 acres seems like a lot.
40 acres is not nothing, but it isn't the most. And also, again, it really is about where you are, because you can go to places in this country and get a bunch of acreage for nothing because there's nothing there. And one of the things here is that we're seeing this farm, they have these eggs, but they're not selling. So what we're supposed to get from that is that this is not exactly a bustling business here that they have going. So I think that's the other piece that we're supposed to kind of get from it.
But they also don't look like they're hurting for money.
Yeah, they probably have money in the family. I'm sure they have that land. Farms used to be big money. You know what I mean? But now family farms don't do as well as they used to, and you're doing the roadside stuff. So I don't know. $5 million is not nothing.
No. But I don't know how much, like, in Oklahoma, 5 or 40 acres of land and that house would go for. I have no idea.
It's 40 acres is 30 football fields.
That's a lot of space.
I just looked it up. Yeah, it's pretty big. Anyway, so we then go to our good friend Angela. She's in the bakery and she's cleaning up the whole mess from Will, who has this, when he, he left his handcuffs there. She's getting rid of fingerprints. She's doing all that stuff.
Cleaning up the eggs.
Cleaning up the eggs. She's going to burn that note, the take care of this child note. And then she stops holding it over the open flame. And then the phone rings and she gets a message that there's more information about her family tree available at the Cultural Heritage Center. And she's paying too much attention to that, and the note catches fire. Half of it burns. And she turns into Sister Night, and she goes to the Cultural Center. She does a thing I love here, which is that she calls into headquarters like, hey, did you guys get a silent alarm from the Cultural Center? And they're like, no, we don't have anything. It's just weird because there's a broken glass here at the side entrance. I'm just going to go examine it. So if the alarm does get tripped, it's just me. And then we see that she breaks the window. I love that. I thought it was so great.
I do question that the Cultural Center doesn't have any security cameras.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
that's a little weird.
I do agree with that.
Yeah.
I do agree with that. I do like, though, the Cultural Center. It feels real to me, like the room where you put the acorn. It's called the Ancestry. Like it got real modern museum vibes, and it actually feels correct. It really does. Obviously, it's a science fiction modern museum. Sure, there's a lot more holographic stuff.
There's holographic for, like, in a museum like that, it would be like an animatronic thing that moves a little bit. And it's like, I'm blah blah blah.
It wouldn't even be that. It would just be like a picture, and you press a button. And then there'll be a
that
voice.
Kind of thing.
She has new information. The other thing is also, I think that if somebody wanted to figure out who broke into this thing, they would see that somebody fucking generated an acorn in the middle of the night, and they would say, who is this? It's Angela Abar. I mean, but let's not get too hung up on that, I guess. So I like this, though, that it creates an acorn that you then pop into this thing, and then there's like a holographic tree that grows up, and that gives you the information about your family. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, that's very cool.
That seems like really reasonable, too. Like, we could do that today.
Oh, for sure.
The hologram maybe wouldn't look... Well, the hologram would probably look more or less the same. It wouldn't have quite the interactivity, I think, maybe, but, like...
I mean, I think right now we would do it on, like, glass, and you can, interact with it. Like,
it would be on glass for sure, yeah.
But, like, the acorn thing, that's not much different than... you go to Universal Studios and you give me your name, and then ET says your name at the end of the ride. Yeah. It's not that much different.
Or it's like, like getting like a wristband at a thing, and you just every time it's scanned the wristband, it knows who you are. Yeah. So we discover information about her great grandparents, and somehow the computer system hasn't made the connection that her grandfather would be
that little boy.
Yeah, like, it's weird that the computer system hasn't made that connection.
It made me laugh when the computer's like, these are your great grandparents, and they had a child. All three of them died
They had only one child. They had only one child. Yeah.
And then your father popped up somehow.
It's like, what? Huh? So we get like a little bit of that. I really like that bit where she kind of bends down and her face merges with the holographic face. Cool. And she's like, now I know where you came from, and now you're going to leave me alone. And that's when there's a big crash outside, and she runs out, and we see the end of last episode playing out. Laurie laughing at the car that fell out of the sky. And this is where Laurie begins to understand that this is Angela's car. And we find that there's pills in the car, and they are in fact Will's pills. This all on CBS. The wacky pharmacist.
He mixed up all the pills. He doesn't know which is which. He's giving them to the wrong people. What's going to happen? Oh, they died because you can't take the wrong medication. This sitcom is not funny. I was confused that Angela... I thought it was funny that Angela is shocked that her car came out of the sky, because the last time she saw it, it went into the sky.
Yeah, I mean, that is...
And then when she's told, like, yeah, it dropped out of the sky, she's like, what, really? And it's like, that's where it went. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I will agree. That is... maybe she's putting on a bit, because she's not trying to let...
I don't think so.
Laurie know yet that this is her car? I mean, she does walk right up to the car and find the extra set of keys.
And turn off the alarm, yeah.
Yeah. So she goes home finally. Cal's in bed with the kids, the daughters. This is still the same night as the funeral. It's like kind of hard to remember that. And so she goes into the other room because there's no room in her bed, and she sleeps on the bottom bunk of the bunk beds in there. Topher is the other kids there, and he's like, "Where were you?" And she's like, "Oh, I had to stay at the cemetery. Police and a lot of questions." And she's like, how are your sisters doing? So I think they're okay. They didn't see this guy get shot in the head. But she's like, oh, but you did. And he's like, yeah. He goes, were you scared? And she goes, yeah, I was, and I still am. And he gives her his little Bubastis stuffed animal.
Nice.
Interestingly enough, this show is a sequel to the comic book.
Yeah.
And in the comic book, Bubastis is like orange. In the Zack Snyder movie, he's purple. And this toy is purple. And yeah, it's a different color in the comic. And so I am kind of curious about that choice. I'm trying to remember if there's like in the back matter, maybe like there's like a Bubastis toy that's a different color, because they made Bubastis toys and they had like a cartoon and something like that. But Bubastis is not purple in the comic. In the actual original comic. You looking it up? Because I'm looking it up too right now.
No, because I remember there being a thing with him being blue in the comic.
No, he's
orange. I can see these pictures.
He's orange. Yeah, he's orange. Yeah. So that's an interesting choice, and I can't figure out. Again, there are some people listening to this who know the back matter of Watchmen much better than we do. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. But I'm wondering if there's like one of the cartoons is the wrong color, or there's a toy where Bubastis is the wrong color. I mean, or if this is just a reference. I
found the image from the comic of the Watchmen toys, or I mean, they're not called Watchmen toys, obviously, but like the hero toys.
Yeah.
And it's in black and white.
So you can't even tell.
You can't tell.
Yeah.
What color?
No, I just wonder if like there's a bit where Adrian's saying something, or there's like a handwritten note that's like Bubastis is the wrong color, or make Bubastis purple, it's sell better, like that. There's like those notes that he's writing on that. That's part of the back matter. Anyway, it's one of the two things that I think might be referencing the movie. I mean, that definitely is referencing the movie. If Bubastis is not,
What's
so
the other thing?
We'll get there.
Oh.
So the next morning, Angela and Cal are making breakfast, and she kind of fills him in on everything that happened the night before. And she tells him everything, including breaking into the cultural center. And then the kids begin arguing because Topher says that when Uncle Judd blew up, he didn't go to heaven. And then Cal sits down, and Cal does there's no such thing as heaven. And
he's like, you did not exist, then you existed, then you get old, then you cease to exist.
And Angela's like, what the fuck, bro? He goes, Uncle Judd is nowhere again. And when you know that he's Dr. Manhattan, this begins to make much more sense. There's Dr. Manhattan poking out of him here. There's also a good bit later on where she's in the car with Laurie, and they're talking about Dr. Manhattan, and then Laurie goes, well, he's no Cal.
Yes. Yeah.
So Angela goes to Looking Glass's house. He lives in a bomb shelter. Which I love.
Well, I'm not sure if he lives in a bomb shelter.
Or that's just like his office.
Or if that's his office. Because I feel like we've seen him eating dinner before, and it looked like a trailer. But this is definitely like a workspace bomb shelter thing going on. So I'm not sure.
I think it's really interesting, though, that Looking Glass is Rorschach, right? Like, it is the same character. But, like, it's not the same character. I think it's
he's legalized Rorschach. And we also know he dated somebody.
But, like, it's a really interesting angle on, like, how you can... The same way that I think Watchmen are takes on the Charlton characters, he's a take on Rorschach. But he's not... He isn't Rorschach, though. No. Dr. Manhattan is not Captain Atom. But he's based on Captain Atom. And so I think that's really interesting to me, that element. That I think there's so many things that this show does. Like, one, it shows how you can do, like, a sequel to a beloved thing and not make it suck. But it also shows how you can riff on stuff and homage stuff without having to make it thuddingly obvious or having to make it feel like you're stealing.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool,
Yeah. No, I agree. And I mean, he is... the reflection of Rorschach, maybe you would say?
Yes.
There you go.
I mean, both of them have faceless masks that reflect back to you.
Yeah, that you take what you see.
Yeah, you take what you see.
And then, but he works within the law. He had at least one ex-girlfriend, because that gets mentioned here. And he has actual like training, I guess, would be a big thing for him too.
Does seem to be, and he does not seem. Well, maybe he is. He does not seem to be as much of a sadistic sociopath as Rorschach. He leaves the violence to other people mostly. Yes. It seems like. He's showing her these photos of the squids that he took, and he's pretty obsessed with them. These poor things that pop into existence from another dimension, and then he's like, she's like, "You're so fucking weird." He goes, "You're pretty weird yourself," and she tells him why she's there. He has these pills. He wants her ex to identify what they are, and she says, "Do not take them to the cops. Do not take him in house." And then he says like, "Well, is this about Judd?" And she goes, "Judd the racist?" And he has a great line.
He was racist, and he says he was a white man in Oklahoma.
Well, she goes, then she pulls out that Klan robe. And he makes a good point, which is this is an old robe. Like, this could be like his granddaddy's robe. Do you think he's 7th Cavalry? And they kind of both agree that he seems like he probably was 7th Cavalry. But she wants him to hold on to the Klan robe because she doesn't want Laurie to get it. Yeah. So there is a interesting thing here where they both recognize that they're working to protect Judd. Or to protect the department, I guess. I'm not really 100. Like, it's a little bit of both, right? Like, even though this is a bad thing that they're discovering about him, they still have some loyalty.
Well, I think it's like, let's not drag his name through the mud if we don't have to. Let's
we don't know what's happening
first.
Yeah.
There is something, by the way, we forgot to mention earlier. At least I think it's only brought up in this episode. It was the first time. Is that her great-grandparents, their last name was Reeves.
Yes.
So they, in theory, are related to Bass Reeves.
Yes. Yes, right? that is the conceptual idea, yeah. Although I don't know if they actually are, or if because the kid's a Bass Reeves fan. Yeah. Even that photo that they have in the cultural center, he's wearing his Bass Reeves badge. Yeah. So, but his name is Will Reeves, so we knew that he was a Reeves.
I didn't remember that they'd given his last name.
Yeah. So Looking Glass warns her, "Hey, be careful of that FBI lady. She's pretty weird, actually." And Angela goes, now here's the thing. Did I miss something? We don't know what's in this duffel bag, right?
That's the wheelchair that she broke down.
Oh, it's the wheelchair that she broke down. Okay, yes, of course that's what it is. Okay. Yes, she broke it down. That's right. I was like, I just didn't draw that. Like, I don't know why. I've seen this twice now, and I just don't know why. In my brain, I was like, what's in there? The wheelchair, of course. I like how she gets rid of it. She throws it on an overpass. She knows when the garbage train is coming by, and she throws it into the garbage train. So there's no record of it hitting the garbage train or whatever. No. And as she does that, she sees there is a silver man across the street in a skin-tight silver outfit, and we begin a chase scene. And
I love that, like, she turns, he's standing there, and he's just looking at her, and she's looking at him, and she's like, what the fuck? Like, and then he just bucks. He's like, gotta go. Pew, 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 pew. That made me laugh really hard.
He is Lube Man. And this is one of the little side things in this show that kind of goes nowhere, but is yet delightful.
I mean, it's Petey, right?
Yeah, it's Petey. But, like, I don't think the show tells you it's Petey. I think that you have to read Petey to know it's Petey.
Okay.
But it is Petey, and he is Lube Man, and she chases him. I was thinking a lot about the level of confidence it requires to lube yourself up and then slide into that sewer hole, and it's just big enough for his head when his head is turned to the side. The confidence that you're not going to, like, lose your nose or something, like, boy, that's...
Just whack your head.
Oof. I mean, I was pretty impressed by that. So he has dropped his belt on his way to the sewers. She picks it up. She goes back to the police station. There's Joe Keane, and he lets her know that he knows who she is, like, very subtly. Like,
I wouldn't say subtly.
Not subtly, but like.
And he goes, "Are you surprised I know who you are?"
Yeah,
that's the opposite of subtle.
Yeah, I guess so. It's a little menacing, and she doesn't like it. She then gives the belt to Pirate Jenny and Red Scare, and they're like, "What the fuck are we supposed to do with this?" And she's like, "Well, there's like a costume guy running around," and they go, "I don't think that the new boss is going to give a shit about Lube Man because he's not 7th Cavalry." And she's like, "New boss?" And sure enough, it's Laurie. Laurie, I guess, is running the op. I guess I don't know what her actual.
She's an FBI agent who's taken over the police here, apparently.
The whole police department? Like she's like in charge of everything that the police department does now?
I have no idea. I took it as she's just taking the office.
And she's running this op? Yeah.
She's running this op, yeah.
Yeah. So Sister Night sits down and Lori tells her, hey, you know what? I got a lead on that car that got stolen of yours. You know, I found the prints that you would normally find, yours, the kids, Cal's. And I found one other pair of unidentified prints. And she's like, normally I would say, oh, probably one of your friends, but you don't have any friends. And she goes, so I sent it to the crime lab. And it turns out it's a guy named Will Reeves, who was a cop in New York in the 40s and 50s. He retired young and then just disappeared. And by my estimation, he'd be like 100-something. And you know what? How 100-year-old men get around? In wheelchairs, because Lori had seen the wheelchair tracks at Judd's death site. Yeah. And as this moment of tension rises, Petey comes in and he whispers in Lori's ear and Lori's like, hey, great, I got another lead on your car. So they get into the car and we have this discussion about thermodynamic miracles, which is another reference to Dr. Manhattan. This is explicit, though, because Lori says, yes, my ex used to always say. Yeah. And she says, according to, it's the science version of it's all connected, man, which is actually not exactly what that means, but close enough. Maybe that's what Lori thinks it means. I don't know. And she has Petey tell Angela.
First they go through a whole discussion about wearing masks, and Lori's like, you wear a mask because of trauma from your childhood, and Angela's like, I don't think that's true. And she's like, no, it is. And she's like, look at you wear a mask. But that's not why Angela wears a mask. Angela was just a cop, and then they passed a law that cops wear masks.
Yeah, but I think
her trauma comes from being shot in her home.
Yeah, but I think that her costume is informed by her childhood trauma, as we will find out later, and which yes. Lori calls here. Like, Lori calls it. Like, yes. Well, you know, yes. Like, did nuns murder your family? Like, did you get raised by nuns? So she calls it there is a nun aspect. And so like, if you take on a costume that has such specificity to it, it speaks about something about your psyche. Yes. No, like, she's not just like, you know, Captain Detective. She's like a thing.
But I expected Angela to say that. Like, no, I wear this because that's the law. Like,
yeah, but also that does come, there is also that other trauma, though, of getting shot. That is part of the trauma. That's still trauma.
Oh, no, definitely.
But the childhood trauma, you know, she says, I wear this mask to protect myself. She goes, yeah, from your trauma. From your childhood trauma, yeah.
And then we find out that Petey's in the car, which we didn't know up to that point.
We didn't know the whole time. Made me laugh
really hard.
And Lori has Petey give the Silk Spectre origin story, that she's the daughter of comedian and Sally Jupiter. And
although he does a very bad job explaining it.
Doesn't do a great job. But here's the other thing that I was trying to figure out if this is a reference to Watchmen, the movie, which is like... they were members of the Minutemen, and Angela's like the TV show, and he goes, well, I mean, the TV show is totally inaccurate, and starts complaining about it. I was like, is this a complaint about the adaptation?
I think again that's
just about sort of the fandom thing.
Fandom and like movies based on true stories are always wildly inaccurate and whatnot. Like if you watch Death by Lightning, very much of the final episode is not historically accurate.
We talked about this the other day, and it's crazy because they actually changed stuff that would have made it more weird. They unweirded some stuff. Not just his trial, but he danced to the gallows.
Yes.
Like, why would you not have him dancing to the gallows?
He danced to the gallows. He was shaking people's hands up to the gallows.
Yeah. Like, that's incredible. Like, I don't know why they would tone that down. You know,
the one change they made that I understand is that Andrew Garfield's wife was not with him when he died.
Yeah, but
his question of "Will I be remembered?" was asked to like his chief of staff, and that's not fun.
Yeah.
Like, he wanted his wife there, so they changed that.
Yeah, no, I get that, and obviously, but like I thought that was really interesting because like that's like what happens. That's what Guiteau does in Assassins, the musical. He does a cakewalk. He's doing. Yeah, he sings "Lordy, I'm coming, Lordy." He sings that in Assassins, which is a song he wrote. I don't think that the show makes that clear that he wrote that song.
No, it does not make it clear. I mean, he had asked to have an entire band to play.
Yeah, he wanted a symphony there. So this is like kind of a spoiler, but it's like history. Charles Guiteau, the guy that killed James Garfield, when he got hung, he wrote a song to sing on, but he only sang in real life. He only sang the first verse, and I think he got weird about it, and then he just kept chanting the rest of it, like so he didn't like sing the whole way through. Yeah, I think that he might have like had that because the show has that moment where he realizes like, oh wow, this is actually going to happen right now, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah,
yeah. So I think that might have been part of what the deal was, but yeah, his shit was super fucking weird. Yeah. So. But yeah, his trial is pretty wild too. You mentioned that when I went and I read up on it. I was like, oh, this is nuts. His trial.
Like his trial would be an amazing show in and of itself. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really, really interesting. Yeah.
He was getting advice from people in the gallery.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Also, it's kind of too bad that they didn't do the trial because his brother-in-law was his defense attorney.
Yes. Yeah. So that could have connected back in.
Did I lose you?
No, I'm here. Can you not hear me?
Oh, you there?
Hello?
Oh, okay. You're here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
I can hear you now. His brother-in-law was his defense attorney. And that's like, that felt like that story didn't finish fully. No. You know what I mean? Like that would have really brought it full circle. Like,
yeah. Yeah.
So,
but
anyway.
It's the first time I've watched a Netflix show and been like, oh, I need more episodes. So, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah. But I also know why they didn't do the trial because the show is about the...
Go on. I'm sorry.
The show is about the two of them, so once Garfield dies, the story's over, sort of. Like, it's about the two of them and the way that they are, like, connected before the assassination and stuff. So you kind of can't have, like, a whole episode just about Gateau because that's not the structure of the show.
No. That's too bad. But it's a good show. It's well worth watching, I think. Yeah. Unlike, I watched the 4 seasons today.
Oh, I couldn't make it past the first episode.
Yeah, enough for me.
I didn't like the movie, so I don't know why I thought I would like this. But it's just like real rich people whining shit.
It's a lot of rich people whining stuff. The one thing I do like about it is every now and then it's like, by the way, Will Forte's here, and he gets to do a Will Forte kind of thing, and it's like, oh, that's right. He's much weirder than everyone else on the show is, and sometimes he's just going to do something, I guess.
Yeah, it really is like, here's a whole bunch of comedians. Let's put them in one of the later period, not funny Woody Allens. Like, it really is.
It's not Woody Allen.
No, I know it's not. No, I know it's not Woody Allen. I'm saying, like, it's that vibe. It's like upper class people having their relationship problems, and it's from somebody who you expect things to be funny, and you're kind of like, this is not that funny, like, at all. And
my question is, I'm going to spoil the ending because it leads to a question I have. Mm-hmm. So the story of the show is, these are all friends since like high school or college or whatever, and Steve Carell, his character decides to divorce his wife after 25 years of marriage on their 25th anniversary. He's like, I'm going to divorce her. And the story of the show is them all trying to deal with like the weirdness of that, of now he's got a young a girlfriend that's like half his age and all this stuff and yada yada yada. And then at the end of the show, he dies in a car accident and they have a funeral. That is very similar to his storyline in the show, The Morning Show, where everyone loves him. Turns out he's kind of a jerk and an asshole. And in that show, he's very bad. And then he dies in a car accident, and everyone's like, oh, it's so sad he died. And I'm like, does Steve Carell demand that this is what his characters are? He's like, I
think that's from the movie, because this is a remake of a movie.
I looked it up in the movie. In the movie, the guy's in a car and it goes into the ice, and they get him out, and everybody's
oh, they don't kill him, huh? Interesting. No. So I remember there was a car thing at the end. Okay, that's interesting. Interesting.
Yeah. But all right. They kill him. And now they're doing another season. I'm like, what are you going to do a season about? Really? Is every season going to be somebody gets divorced and then dies at the end of the season?
That would be pretty good.
And then it turns out Will Forte's like, there must be a killer. And then he's got to solve it. I'll watch that.
The car comes to Lady Trieu's factory with the Millennium Clock. By the way, did you notice the Lady Trieu symbol looks just like the Tesla symbol? I
did not.
Yeah, it does. And that's got to be purposeful, and it feels much more prescient now than it did in 2019, I'll tell you what. So they go there, and they're watching one of her, like, flying wings land, and they're talking about, like, whether or not this could have picked up the car. Could this have been where the car fell out of the sky? Was it one of these? Like, does it have the distance available? And she says that there's like a woman that's running the floor, and so I don't have the authority to tell you this. And then this young girl comes over. It's Beyond. She is the daughter of Lady Trieu. And she's like, my mom wants to see you guys, actually. So, but only the ladies, only Lori and Angela.
Yeah, Petey's got to stay behind.
Petey got to stay behind. They go get tea.
Petey, you're an under 5 character. We cannot have you talk anymore. Goodbye.
So they go to the vivarium. Adrian had a vivarium in Antarctica, and that was the word that was used. You never hear anybody say vivarium, so it's one of those words that really sticks. Yeah, and I think what's really interesting is that his vivarium created this environment that he could live inside in Antarctica, and outside it was inhospitable. Lady Trieu, her vivarium recreates Vietnam, and she doesn't go out very much. We've talked about that. So it's sort of a very similar thing. Like the outside world is maybe inherently hostile to her in many ways. Not like physically, but like it's like an emotional kind of a thing maybe. Like we're supposed to make that kind, I don't know. It's interesting. And so we get the information about the Millennium Clock, and it's going to be the first wonder of the New World, and it's going to not, other wonders have fallen to the sea, the earthquakes have taken them down. This one is only a nuke can take this one down. Yeah. And Angela's like, well, what's it for? And Beyond's like, to tell time. And so the reason why that the vivarium is like Vietnam is because Lady Trieu had promised her mother as she was dying that she would never leave Vietnam. And this is her technicality to maintain that promise. Vietnam goes with her wherever she goes. Yes, he has to bring her home. That's actually really good. Vampire is totally correct. And so as Laurie's looking around, Trieu and Angela talk in Vietnamese a little bit, and they pretend that they're exchanging old sayings from home in Vietnam. But in fact, Trieu asks Angela, your grandfather wants to know if you got the pills. And Angela says, you tell that old fucker he can ask me himself. And when she says that late, she goes, I don't remember that one. It's very beautiful.
Yeah, that's good stuff. That's good.
Lady Trieu says that she's going to have Beyond bring a list of all the pilots who could have flown that flight wing and picked up the car. She says, hey, sorry about Judd dying. And then we see a statue of Adrian, and she's like, why do you have that statue? And Lady Trieu's like, well, first she's like, he's a great man, and Laurie's like, why is he old? And she's like, well, my culture, we revere elders. He is old. And Laurie goes, it looks like shit. Yeah. Which is great. And which is our way of cutting over to his storyline. And it's a very strange fucking scene, man. He's on a lake at night, and he is pulling infants out of crab traps.
Babies. Yeah, or lake babies.
Yeah, and he throws some of them back. He doesn't like some of them. Finds 2, brings them back to his workshop, puts them in a machine, turns it on. It begins spinning on the inside. They grow up into Phillips and Crookshanks.
Yes, while he's eating and listening to music.
He's eating his cake again. He's listening to more reggae, more dub. Yeah. And it was pointed out to me by a number of people that, in fact, in the back matter of the original Watchmen, Adrian is asked what kind of music he likes, and he says, I'm really interested in this new kind of music coming out of Jamaica. It's it's wedding ancient rhythms with technology. And so that's where it's like 100% a fucking reference. It's like, but that's like a brilliant reference, because it's like so funny, because when he's sitting there listening to this, it's just weird enough in the moment that it's like interesting, but it's not so weird that it feels like, why would he be listening to this? But when you find out why they put that in there, you're like, wow, what an incredible little connection. Like, it's like a really good little connection.
It's a good pull.
Yeah, it's a really good pull. So the babies grow up very quickly into adults. He pulls them out, and he takes them out and says, listen, I'm your master, but I'm not your maker. You are flaws in his faultless design, not Adrian's faultless design. It's his. Yep. It's Dr. Manhattan. And he says, I wouldn't have given such pathetic creatures the gift of life. And he brings them into the house. He gets them dressed up, brings them into the manor, and then the dining room is just full of corpses.
Yes.
And he goes, sorry, I had a bad night.
And we see the cake has 4 candles on it.
Yes, and that was something we discussed. Hey, every one of these is a year, isn't it? And like, yes, this episode makes it clear. He's been there for 4 years.
He even says it's been 4 years.
Yeah. So they take the bodies and they bring them out to the trebuchet from last episode, and he begins having Phillips and Crookshank launch them. And as he's watching through a little telescope as he launches them, And they fly into the sky, and then they just disappear. And he's like, oh, very, very good. Very, very good. And he's like, you know what? When I first got here 4 years ago, this is paradise, but I see now it's a prison, and I am going to get the fuck out of here. And so that's where we're going to leave Adrian Veidt this week. Angela goes home. She finds Cal. He's reading a book. Things Fall Apart. That's where the title of this episode comes from. It's a line from the book. And she spoils the ending for him. And she's...
I find it hard to believe he has not read that book.
I don't see why that would be not the case.
Is that not a grade school book, like a school or a book you read in like high school? I know I read it in high school.
You read it in high school?
Yeah.
That's a pretty advanced high school book.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty serious book. It's like a great work of literature. Maybe. But, maybe in this world they have different books that they read in high school. I didn't read it in high school.
No?
No. So, so she says, I'm just trying to get a fight. Like she recognizes that she's like got a lot going on. She's not behaving rationally, she had said earlier. And this is when he tells her that Laurie came by and asked about the call that night that Judd was killed, because they know there was a call and they want to know who it was. And Cal knows who it was, that it was her grandfather who killed Judd, but he did not tell Laurie that. No. So Cal's like, I think Laurie wants to help you. I don't think that she's against you. And I think that maybe she can help you find Will. And she's like, well, whatever. I can find Will. Let's go fuck. And
she's also like, what did you tell her? And he says, well, I told her that we met in Vietnam. And she says, did you tell her about the accident?
Yeah.
And he says, no. And she's like, good. Dun, dun, dun. Mystery. Not a box. Well, I guess a box, but it opens sooner or later.
We then cut to... by the way, this show has so many incredible match cuts. It's fucking unreal. There's a bit where she's closing the trunk on her car, and then it match cuts to her closing the trunk on her car somewhere else. It's so fucking amazing. I mean, like... And this is one of them. Like, as they're getting up, there's like a side view of Cal's head, and then it's Beyond's head as she's getting up out of bed. Just incredibly good match cuts. Yeah. And she wakes up. She's got an IV, and she's had a bad nightmare. She goes to her mom and says she was in a village, and men came to burn it. And the men made the villagers walk very far, and in fact, her feet still hurt. And Lady Trieu says, good. Yes. She goes, Mom, will you walk me back to bed? She goes, no.
No. Lady Trieu maybe not a great mom.
No, I mean, also, clearly this is a clone. So then we see that she's actually, Lady Trieu is sitting with Will Reeves, that he's there having tea with her. And they talk about a little bit about how she's not worried, she's concerned. And she's like, why don't you just tell Angela who you are? Why does all this fucking cutesy pills shit like... And he's like, well, if I just told her, she wouldn't believe it. Like, she needs to find out for herself, which we talked about as his rationale earlier. And I think it's a really good rationale. I think more people should use that in these kinds of stories where characters are leaving weird clues for each other. Like, somebody should just come out and say, well, you had to find out for yourself. If I just told you, you would have thought I was full of shit. And she's worried that maybe he's not all the way in. Got cold feet, maybe. And he's like, he says, you have cold feet. And he goes, my feet are just fine. And he stands up and walks across the room. He don't need that wheelchair.
Nope.
And he says, how much longer is this going to be? And she says, 3 days. And he goes, listen, I betrayed my granddaughter. In 3 days, she's going to know I betrayed her, and she's going to hate me forever. I am all the fucking way in. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. And that's the end of the episode.
Yeah.
What'd you think of this one?
Good stuff. I like river babies or lake babies. That made me laugh in a creepy way.
Yeah, it's really...
Throwing him back. He's like, not this one.
Oh, man, it is... it's like a really like weird, surreal sequence. And then when he puts them in the thing, which looks a little bit like looks sort of like the intrinsic field generator, kind of. It's not quite, but like it's that whole idea of being in a device that like has the window and like there's going to be like lights and shit. I like that it's like all steam powered and stuff. So like it's super high tech, obviously. But he has to turn valves. Like it's got
cranks and whatnot. Yeah,
it's real Del Toro vibes, you know. Like that's exactly it. I like that very, very much. So yeah, it's the lake babies are pretty great, and him throwing them right back in the lake is like nuts. Like it's just
so wild.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I loved it. Not a lot happens in this episode.
No, it's gonna be tough for me to create an image for our YouTube after this episode. I've been thinking about it. I'm like, This show does not have good faces.
Yeah.
Like for YouTube, like I'm not saying the people in the show are not attractive. I'm saying they're not like making faces.
I mean, you don't have to use just faces from this episode, though.
It feels wrong to use from other episodes.
See, this is the problem. You don't have that social media grifter gene.
No.
So, but it's really good because like there's like a lot. There's not a lot happens, but like there's like so much being filled in, and we're 4 episodes in, and normally I might complain like, wow, we're 4 episodes in and it's not really 100% clear what the story of this show is. And I mean, there's the murder, but like it's still not like 100% clear how all that works per se.
Yeah.
And but I don't mind. And in this episode, now that Lady Trieu is in, you get like a real sense of like, okay, now we're actually going places.
Well,
but like,
it's interesting because there is an aspect like watching this episode where I was like, we gotta get moving here. But the story itself is more character oriented than mystery oriented.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't bother me that there's not like that the pieces are not starting to fall into place or whatever, and we're still meeting very important characters at this point. I mean, Lady Trieu is quite an important character to the story.
Yeah,
but it doesn't bother me because it's like, well, we're spending time learning about these characters and about what this world is like post Watchmen, and it's very interesting. It's very well done. And I think that helps out. And each episode, right? I think each episode so far has introduced a new element.
Yeah.
That's not part of the mystery, but part of expanding the world.
But it is all. The thing that's great about it is that when it's all said and done, you go back and you go, oh, everything here was part of the mystery. Yes. There is not like stuff in this that is not necessarily tied in. Like there is like when you go back, all of the pieces fit. And I think that's really one of the remarkable
except for
things.
Lubeman.
Yeah, Lubeman doesn't really fit. It's like the one puzzle piece that doesn't fit, but it's like kind of fun that you have like one extra piece. Like when you get a Lego set and like there's like one extra piece that you don't need. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing is that when you look back, there's stuff that you don't think is going to be connected. And then you're like, oh, actually, that's super fucking connected. Like, that's like crazy connected. Like, and I mean, like the stuff that we're going to find out in the next couple of episodes about Cyclops and stuff like that and how that all ties in and like what that all means and how that all references things that have already happened. I think it's kind of a brilliantly plotted program. I mean, absolutely brilliantly. Like,
yeah.
For all the shit I ever gave Damon Lindelof, and I will repeat that once upon a time he went on the radio and demanded that I pay for his therapy, he did a fucking phenomenal job here. This is like one of the best things anybody's put on television. Like,
yeah, it's a great show.
It's just amazing. Show. It's just amazing from top to bottom. Every piece of it's great. It's
really quite the high wire act to put the show together because you're taking an iconic comic book story that was made into a good movie and being like, we're going to do that, but it's a sequel. And it's kind of a sequel to both, but it's more a sequel to the comic or whatever. And we're going to introduce all these new characters and really expand on that world. And it's also going to be a lot about race relations. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if you know this, Damon Lindelof, very white.
He's a white man.
He's quite the white man.
Yeah.
But, he clearly studied and listened to other voices. And I believe at least studied and listened to other voices and considered everything. And him and the writing team put together a really strong, good show with really strong, good characters that really plays into race relations in America. Mm-hmm. And, without feeling fake, I guess would be the word. At least to me, it does not feel fake. I'm also very white, so maybe I'm not the best. I would say that
the response at the time, how it was received, I think would indicate that that's correct. It feels not fake. It feels very true to people's experiences in a very significant way.
Yeah. And it came out right before everybody got angry about woke. Otherwise, I'm sure people have been very upset that Dr. Manhattan was a black man.
Oh, they were already.
Oh, were they?
They were. Yeah, they were not happy about it. But the thing is that nobody found that out until quite late in the show.
Yeah.
So we didn't have all that. The problem today is that people find out in advance, and then they have all this time to get super mad about the thing before the thing even comes out, and then like it becomes the narrative. But because we don't find that out until quite late in the series, like I think the second to last episode, that people they were already in.
Yeah.
They did get mad, don't get me wrong, but they were already in. But also because he wasn't always a black man is the thing.
Yes.
That's the other thing. They didn't make him always be a black guy. So that's part of it too. But yeah, I mean, like, it is crazy how this came out the year before the Black Lives Matter movement really took off. Like, it's really insane that this was so ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
So very, very, very great stuff. I can't wait to keep watching it. I really enjoy sitting down and watching every one of these episodes, man. I just have such a nice time.
Yeah, they're very good. They're very good.
Next week's episode is called Little Fear of Lightning. And here is what the synopsis is. The origin story of Looking Glass is at last revealed, as is the truth behind the greatest hoax in American history. The smartest man in the world plots a daring escape. So, there you go. All right, we will be back again next week. In the meantime, I believe that this is as good an opportunity for you, if you're listening to this for free, to come join us at the Patreon, www.patreon.com/cinemasangha, SANGHA. And if you join us at the $7 or above level, you're going to get our exciting Watchmen podcast talking about The Last Jedi. If you join us at the lowest level, $3 a month, you get The Bad Batch, which is our weekly Star Wars show, and you get to support this, and you get to support Derek. Let's do this for Derek. Let's up our support for Derek. Let's make this happen. And another way to support Derek also is to go to our merch store and buy stuff. Derek, where is the merch store?
If you go to cinema-sangha.com, you'll be able to find a link to the store.
And everything on that store, Derek creates, and every dime from that store goes to Derek. So buy him some pizza this week by going to the merch store and buying a whole bunch of T-shirts. The prices haven't gone out of control, have they?
I don't think so. I haven't really looked. I don't know.
No, I don't think they did, which I was really worried about when all the tariff stuff started, that we were going to all of a sudden have $70 T-shirts or whatever.
Yeah.
Because there's like a dynamic level of pricing in there, like where we make the stuff as cheap as we can, right? It's like the premise here, but there's still like costs that have to get paid for. You make very little off of each of these things.
Each thing I make like $1 off of it.
Yeah. So there's some really good mugs. There's some good T-shirts. There's some good hoodies, and we're gonna. I'm definitely planning on doing these challenge coins too. I've decided it's going to happen. I just got to sit down and make it happen. So, and that will fit under Derek's purview of merch. So, but I'll fulfill the mailing. Don't worry about it. Yeah. I know you don't want to do that.
No.
All right. We'll see you guys again next week. Until then, may you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be safe, may you be well, but most of all, may you remain. Oh no, we'll see you. God, it's like 3 or 4 weeks. We'll see you across the Omniverse.